Hey, everybody. I hope that you are having an amazing start to your weekend. It's Friday. Whew, glad it's been a long week. Let me just tell you that if you are commenting on IG, I cannot see you. I cannot see your comments. So if you want to comment, come over to my YouTube channel. If you type in I'm Simply Winter, you should be able to find my channel, or type in Winter Womanland. It should come up. Look for me on YouTube because listen, if you comment on Instagram, I cannot see you. And I think it's important that I say that because I don't want to miss any comments. I don't want you guys to think that I'm ignoring you, because I'm not. Um, but I'm doing well. Let me know where you're checking in from. Let me see if I can pull up. I take that back. Let me see if I can pull up. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. I'm not on my phone, so maybe I'll pull up IG on my phone, because I cannot see you guys from StreamYard. So if you want to comment, come on over. Come on over. Hi guys, good morning. You said New Orleans. Thank you always. One girl, I appreciate that. Thank you. Like, I want to be able to see you guys, but again, if you're on IG, that's gonna be tough. All right, Houston, Columbus, New Orleans came over from IG. Thank you, Crooked Smile. Like, come on over. I want to encourage you guys to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That's how you guys can support me as I migrate. Eventually, I'm honestly going to really leave a lot of my comings and goings on IG and Facebook. I'm going to be primarily over here. So if you're on IG, see, I can't see. Okay, I'm not going to be able to see your comments. So if you're on IG and you want to comment, come on over. Come on over, because I can't see you. Hi, Holland. I'm well. I'm well. So cool. So that's a great question, Mimi, and I'll answer that because I don't trash her. It's unfortunate that it's being perceived that way, and I think if you guys haven't seen my interview with Queen Sheba, I would encourage you to go over there and do so. I don't like people who throw the rock and hide their hand, and there's a lot of that happening on that side. She throws the rock and hides her hand a lot, but there are things being said and done that people may not be aware of. I used to think she was lovely, honestly, clear up until some things I witnessed take place over the last month. And I definitely do not. Thank you, Crooked Smile. Thank you. I definitely don't do that. In fact, Color Me Pink has been vocal about that. I've never trashed them when I've done interviews. You guys have to separate real life from reality TV. On reality TV, everyone throws shade at everyone. Off reality TV, I separate those until there are things said and done that you guys may not be privy to that I address. And it's always highlighted when I address it because I'm probably one of the most shadiest and wittiest on the cast. So my things hit a little different. So it's unfortunate that is projected. If you go watch my interview with Queen Sheba, I literally mentioned something I said about Arena while filming once. It was 1 minute out of 59 minutes of an interview. 59 minutes of an interview, y'all. They were addressed once. I then learned that the offender in this situation went to his IG to highlight the one thing I said that was said during filming. She said things during filming as well. And they took that, and he is highlighting that on his Facebook page. I'm going to warn you guys of what's being done. He's trying to grow their YouTube and their platforms. They're trying to figure out a way to pivot from TikTok. So when you guys see these things inflated or blown up, it's done for clickbait. So you guys help them grow their social media and channel. And it's unfortunate because the audience is caught in between reality, real life, and some of it's PR. They're doing PR moves right now. I literally didn't address them like that the entire time. I was not derogatory. I spoke my truth about my experience. And it's unfortunate. And I feel like narcissistic people, abusers, victim shamers will always highlight insignificant things in lieu um, of the real issue. The real issue is verbal abuse. The real issue is how women aren't protected. The real issue is how men on these shows have no boundaries and they're not given parameters, because while we're equal, let's be clear, there are some things that shouldn't be done. For instance, can I just say I don't agree with a man being called a B? I don't agree with that. Just like I don't agree with a man being called that, I especially don't agree with a woman being called that. Two rights, two wrongs are wrong. I'm not going to try to make a wrong right because I like someone. And even though I like Ashley, I don't agree with a man being called a B. It's unfair to say. I wouldn't want my son called a B. But likewise, the things that are being done to women, it's unacceptable, y'all. There should be boundaries and perimeters. For instance, Color Me Pink, y'all, was assaulted, harassed, bullied online by a person, by a man. It's a problem. This lady has overcome breast cancer. She has given her honest review. I respect content creators. Listen, we're talking about that today. When you speak your truth, you should expect criticism. I don't care who agrees and disagrees with what I shared. That's not why I shared it. I spoke my truth in hopes to empower someone else to speak theirs, because I know I'm not the only person who's gone through it. I know I'm not the only person who's experienced it. I really try to separate, right, reality TV from real life. When I address reality TV, that's when oftentimes you'll hear me make a shady comment or reference a shady comment. When I'm speaking real life, I'm not playing. And I think some of my cast thinks that I'm reality TVing. I'm not reality TVing. This is real life. And the things that are being done constitute real legal action. This is not, oh, we're just trying to drive ratings. It's not cute anymore. I think we have exhausted the fans. I think we have exhausted the fans. I think we have did a disservice to the overall look to represent the DMV, because there's a lot of classy and intelligent and well-off people in the DMV. What we are displaying is not that. It is why I personally will not get in the mud with people on IG anymore. And if you guys go back, I have largely discontinued that. When I made my notification, when we realized we had crossed over into legal boundaries being crossed, I was like, I'm over here quiet. But if I'm quiet, I'm definitely handling business, because we got to know when to stop. And that's what Queen Sheba and I addressed in the interview. Yeah. Last season, me and Ashley were not cool. And I want to make this distinction, because y'all forget, I wasn't alleging that I was bullied by Ashley. I was alleging that I was also bullied by Arena as well. There were very nasty things that were said, but because I was the villain. That's the role they gave me. I can't choose that. I didn't know that. And I take ownership for not doing my homework on reality TV, because I didn't. Your baby went in there green and just as ignorant as a $3 bill. I didn't know. I didn't do my homework. I had no prior reality TV experience. So I didn't know this. But because I was painted as the villain, that means they have to cut out anything that will give the audience sympathy towards me because I'm being painted as the villain. So let's take, for instance, when Arena and I have the back and forth, right? In Joe's Juice, when she leans up, she gets in my face and she says, "This is why your husband cheated on you." Y'all don't hear that. They cut that out. So when I respond and I throw a shady comment, that is kept. Y'all don't hear why I'm saying it. Under no circumstances did I ever come for them. If you roll the footage raw, you won't see that. They have to edit all that out because I'm always a responder and then put it in places where it seems like I'm attacking them, I'm coming for them. I don't know these people. But I don't like feeling like I'm being attacked or bullied or came for, and I don't know you and you don't know me and you're just judging my situation. So that's the thing where I don't like, how are you so nice to Ashley and she bullied you? It's like I was bullied by two women. I just wasn't scared of them. I wasn't scared of them. And I think when people say, well, Winter, you're not a victim. Well, just because a victim isn't scared of their attacker doesn't mean they're any less a victim. And the reality is that I was bullied by two people. I was intentional about trying to move forward with both Ashley and Arena. Arena and I were doing well. As recent as December, I went to support Arena's resale shop I think it's resale or something like that she does. This is December, literally for like not even 4 months ago. I thought Arena and I were good. I had no further interaction until I heard something she said and I addressed that on Reality Rundown. She could have easily called me or texted me and said, Winter, why did you bring that up again? I thought we had squashed it. And I would have said, well, I thought you would tell the truth when you address what that scene was about. Just don't address it and I won't address it. And we can be cool moving onward. That's when things escalated. But I also, again, reference the PR ploy. They needed to launch YouTube. I will give credit to her husband. He's a promoter. He's marketing smart in some ways. So he knew to jump on the train juice of that issue. It wasn't really an issue, but that issue to grow their YouTube. That's all this is, y'all. They're trying to grow their YouTube, and I respect it. Bad and good press is all press that can be utilized to grow. That is something that, celebrities understand. You said and learned quite a bit. We wanted it to be informative. Absolutely. So me and Ashley have worked very hard outside of the show to grow what you guys see. A lot of it wasn't filmed. They did that one scene between me and Ashley, y'all, because a lot of our relationship was outside the show because we weren't trying to just get to know each other for the show. That's ridiculous. If I'm gonna get to know you, I'm gonna get to know you. And if I don't like you, I don't like you. And I would have hoped that Arena and I would have had more time. We just didn't. So what happened was, even though I didn't spend time with Arena, I did try to support. And we were at a lot of the same events where we were good. We were good. Yeah, that whole Clifton's thing, y'all, we say shady and witty stuff in scene. I don't understand why that was made out to be such a big thing. But no, I take that back. Yes, very dark. Let me take that back. I do know why. I do know why. I do know why. I do know why. Let me put your comment back on there. So you guys see there's a narrative being painted this season that people are against Joy. Okay. I was not against Joy. I was in the middle. This is where you guys see the preview for this week where Carmen is throwing her under the bus. And yes, Carmen knows I told her directly to her face on the phone when she called me about it that I thought she threw Joy under the bus. I was fair the entire season. I have a reason behind why I said and did everything because, again, I knew I wasn't coming back from onset. A lot of people asked why I came back. That was a personal discussion I had between a KRE exec and network. I had a specific goal, but I was never coming back from the jump. Never. um, but I wouldn't have wanted it to end like it's ended, and I think that's the unfortunate thing. All that to say, the narrative is now it looks like the Silvas and Winter against Joy and the Tylers. And I can honestly say Winter wasn't against nobody. I wasn't against the Duncans. I wasn't against the Silvas. I wasn't against the Pettys, and I wasn't against the Tyler. I don't have no reason to be. What? Why I'm inserting myself in things that have nothing to do with me? But I'm on a show, and they have to. I guess they're trying to produce a show, so I see what they did there. So when you look at the reunion, I'm sitting on the Silva side, and they on the other side. So it looked like it's us versus them, and there's no us versus them. I don't. That's silly to me. So I continue to clarify that still don't dislike Joy. I don't have a reason to dislike her. I don't have a reason. I don't like some of the things. I don't like some of the things that she has said or done, but I don't have a reason to dislike Joy. In fact, I have photos and videos with Joy well after we finished filming. If that's really how I feel, I'm not hanging out with nobody. And I don't even think I addressed Joy at the reunion because I really got nothing to do with me. That's between her and Carmen and Clifton. I do my best. Sometimes I go in when I get mad though, because I feel like, yeah, I agree, just simply. I also feel like there's been a lot played up to try to drive ratings for our season, and it's unnecessary. Thank you here for hot tea. I appreciate that. But yeah, I want to be clear that when you stand up, and that's a great way to segue. When you stand up for what's right, y'all, everybody's not going to agree with you. But again, I didn't do it for everybody to agree with me, and I knew people wouldn't. And I'm not taking away from the people that support them. My thing is, like people wanted me to be held accountable, I'm asking that you guys hold your faves accountable. There are some things being said and done that are just flat out wrong. There's no excuse for it. There just isn't. There's no excuse for it. I've blocked a lot of people. In fact, once this season wraps, I will not be involved in it at all. I just won't. I'm going to move forward and handle things the way they need to be handled. Yeah, our season is very dark this season. And that's another thing. I think when you drain your fans, it's unfortunate. It's not helpful. And I think that's when things should be intercepted. That's my personal opinion. I think people should intercept and just course correct it. Because sometimes people do need to step in and be like, okay, y'all doing too much. Hush. I'm going to tell y'all, real talk. Monique, text me. I still had a text. She sent me a text season 1. I believe that me and Ashley were going back and forth on Twitter. She messaged me. She messaged Ashley. She said, y'all got to stop. It's not helpful. Y'all are ruining the show like this. Stop it. Get offline. Stop going for each other. We didn't get that. We don't have anybody that is level like that this season. We don't. We don't have anyone that's level. We don't have anyone that can, pull somebody's skirt and be like, don't do that. I do too. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, Latrevia. But when people aren't checked, it's out of hand. It's out of hand. And I think that's really the issue I have with it. Glam Rocks, yes, victims should be able to speak freely. You don't got to agree with nothing I say. But you can't ever discount or diminish my experience. I spoke from my experience. Who gonna tell me I didn't experience it? Who? In fact, my hairstylist he called me this morning and said, Winter, he was there with me season 1 reunion. He said it was a really good interview. He also saw some of my castmates trying to take 1 minute of an interview and spin it. He was like, you can't even pay attention to them because that was one, you said 1 minute, and it wasn't even all that. They took 1 minute and tried to make it something. That's the nastiness that is embedded in this cast right now. And it's sad. It's sad. Yeah, it is nasty. I think we could say everyone has their ups, everyone has their downs. But when it's this down, something needs to be done about it. Something needs to be done about it. Something needs to be done about it. But you still continue to speak your truth. And I'm going to continue to speak my truth. I'm going to stand behind it. I'm not backing down. Corey said he was very proud of me in the interview. Listen, can I just say again, special thanks to every content creator who has reached out. You guys, when I mean, and some of y'all were like, I got to hold Winter accountable, because a lot of my community was like sending me some of the reviews that have been done. And some of y'all didn't agree with everything that I shared entirely. Like, you guys had your own opinions. I still want to say thank you for reviewing and recapping my interview, because it's important to raise awareness, because that's why the video was done, to raise awareness, y'all. This happens. It happened. It's my truth. It's my reality. It's my experience. There are things that Queen Sheba asked me, and I owned and I took accountability for. No one is perfect. I'll never sit here and say that I am. There are times, season 1, I wished I had to just shut up. I can own that and say that. But there are also times where I won't back down, because I was attacked and I was bullied and I was speaking up for myself. That's the truth. So yeah. So okay, Glam Rocks, I'm gonna come back to your question, but I need you to clarify your question for me. What situation are you specifically speaking to that they fueled? Can you be more specific, and then I'll answer your question. I didn't really watch Ready to Love like that. I will say that I love Dakia. I love Dakia. Great question, RR. I love these questions because I get a chance to address, because again, editing. This was edited because you guys are being painted a narrative that I'm also against joy. I'm never anti-joy. In fact, this had nothing to do with joy and everything to do with Yusha. Yusha, in that scene that does not get aired, expressed that Joy had the Black situation, in his words, all wrong. And that he, in fact, was friends with Black and knew of the situation that was going on between Black and his ex-girlfriend. So he said, Joy just needed to be open to hear Black's perspective. I also noticed that they cut out something else that Joy said when me and Joy meet up, and she tells me that Yusha contacted and reached out to her. She said Yusha told her that he saw her, but they cut out when Joy also told me the only thing she didn't agree with was that Yusha tried to basically say Joy wasn't open to receive Black's side of the story and his truth. She was like, I didn't agree with that. They cut that out because, again, y'all got to believe that I'm mad at Yusha because I don't like Joy, and that's not true. So I didn't get mad at him for speaking up about Joy. I got mad at him for not speaking up about the truth about Black. That's what we got into an argument about. So if you know the truth and you don't speak up, that's a problem. That's a problem. Listen, my man is gonna ride hard for his friends, and especially if he know the truth about his friends, he ain't gonna care what's gonna be said. He gonna stick up for his friend, and that's what stuck out to me that he did not do, and that was the time to do it. So we got into an argument about it. So no, it wasn't about him speaking up about how Joy was being treated. It's the fact that he didn't speak up and actually voice that he had information or firsthand knowledge of Black being innocent. The reunion is trash. The reunion is terrible. I don't know how they edited it, so it might not seem that bad. But I was there. I think Sassy's overused as well, Latrevia. But I think Sassy is way overused. Yeah, Jermel, I was able to get some rest and get some sleep. And yeah, I feel much better. Much better. It's a lot. It's a lot to stand up and be honest. It's a lot to stand up for yourself. Yeah, that episode was better, Latrevia. I agree. Yeah, this season was toxic. Y'all, okay. First season was toxic too, but this season is beyond toxic. Beyond toxic. Thank you, Zira. I love you. I went to school with Zira. Oh my gosh. I've known Zira since I was a teenager. Thank you. Yes, greater is ahead. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Queen Sheba is a beast. She did an amazing job. Oh no, it's a lot of factors that ruin this show. I would never put that on one person. Ever. Hi, Tiambi. Not yet. Not yet, Latoya. No. You said I really thought about really hard about reviewing this season. A lot of people have stopped reviewing it, and honestly, the cast back and forth hasn't helped. It hasn't helped, and that's when I just was like, because at some point you're spinning wheels, and it's not worth it. It's not worth your peace. It's not worth your peace. And honestly, I said this last night on my live. I had my reasons for coming back, and I own coming back. I thought things would be much better because I did purpose in my heart to make amends. In fact, that's one of the things I didn't like that happened. The first part of season 2, you guys see like 10, almost 9 episodes of me still beefing with the ladies. And that's actually not how that happened in real life. We had already moved on by that point. And they drug it out for some reason. I don't know the reason behind that. I'm not in the storyboard room when they're piecing together what they want to happen. So I don't know why that was the choice, but we had already moved on. And I think if they had to just roll things as they happen, I think y'all would have enjoyed. I addressed this. Go watch Queen Sheba's interview, Tiambi. You said Ready to Love. Ready to Love was filmed in my city. What city is that, Sean? What city is that? Hi, King speaking. Hello. Yeah, I don't think it's fair to blame one person either. Everybody played a part. Everybody played a part. I addressed this already, Jermel. I would be happy to pin the video. There's plenty of blame to go. Yeah, plenty of blame to go around, honey. She is not the lone wolf. Kim, I'm leaving. I'm leaving the show. I'm definitely leaving the show. You said it's now SV. What is drizzle drizzle? I do love me some sprinkle sprinkle, honey. She cracks me up. Yeah, truth tellers are always attacked because if you can discredit the truth teller, then you can avoid addressing the truth. You can avoid addressing the truth. There's a lot on my agenda, Latrevia. I can't wait. I can't wait. There's a lot on my agenda. The future is bright, and I think you just got to keep moving forward. And this is why it's important to speak up and speak your truth and stand on your truth, because the truth will always outlive a lie. A lie will go all the way around the world, and the truth will still be standing. And I believe my character will outlive the BS. That I'm certain of. I'm certain of that. Thank you, Giovanna. I appreciate that. Um, a lot of people have reached out to me. I think sometimes you don't realize how much people pay attention until you kind of get out away from the cloud of BS and you like, oh wow, like there's a lot of support out here, right? There's a lot of support. So you guys have been incredible, but there are a lot of opportunities on the table. Yeah, just simply, I hate that. And I do feel that I've been saying that it's disjointed. I don't think the break helped, the lapse in judgment. Not lapse in judgment, but the lapse in airing didn't help. Didn't help. You said now that you are free, what do you think would fix the show? A genuine core friend group. I don't know that you can move forward with this particular cast as is. They may try to, but I just feel like go find a real core friend group. I'm gonna throw them out there because I love them. So there's this real estate couple. He goes by, they're the Greens. So Arnita and God dang it, his name. He goes by Intelligent Banker. Anyway, there's some real estate beasts in the area. Arlancia Williams and her husband. I believe they're all this friend group in the DMV, but they make bank and they are crushing it out here. And they go on all these fabulous couples vacations and I'm telling you, I would love to see them highlighted. They will be a great group to revamp this show with because I think they would give y'all the real. Arlancia is very vocal about some things that have occurred in her marriage, and you need that in reality TV. We all know that marriage isn't perfect, and the longer you marriage, the less imperfect it is. But you need people who are going to be real about that imperfection and give you the ups, the downs, and I believe that group of friends would crush it. Natalie and her husband, I'm trying to think of Natalie's last name and it escapes me right now. They're friends of mine. Again, crushing it in the government space. I think her and her husband would be great. They're very vocal and transparent about their life. In fact, one of my castmates has been reaching out to her to try to mentor him to try to get into government contracting. The things that I know about because of the people that I'm connected to, there's nothing that's hidden, y'all. But she and her husband would be a good fit. So I would just revamp the show and go find some people that really want to be real. That's what I would do. I would do reality TV, not this type. I don't know that I would do this type, and if I did, it would be some hardcore parameters, and hardcore. And when I say not this type, I think there are shows that are, maybe have more grass under their feet, but HGTV, HGTV, don't they need a host over there? Don't they need a host over there? I don't know. I prefer things like that. I'm more pro woman. Pro woman for sure. Oh, you said it's turned nasty too. Oh, Lord. I don't really watch Ready to Love. Oh, I got you. Sorry about that, BTV. I got you. No, I'm not, Jet. will not be in attendance. Yeah, it definitely could use it. A deep cleaning. Apparently it was a network decision as far as what we know. Um, I'm gonna keep. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you. I'm gonna keep being honest. Yeah, I'm gonna keep being honest. Who live in a mansion? Okay. Okay. So I don't know if anyone know that I'm not contractually obligated to attend the Mother's Day show, and I will not be in attendance. So let me explain about the DMV. So the houses here are not like houses everywhere else. Okay. So our houses here are significantly bigger than houses elsewhere. So what we call a single family, a lot of people in the South would view as a mansion. Okay, they would because they're huge. My townhouse is huge compared to um, other people's. You know what I mean? Like my townhouse is 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. That's a lot of house. And it's so if this house was laid out, it would be bigger, but it's not. It's a townhouse, so it's stacked. Much like single families, it's a lot of house, but it's stacked. You don't get a lot of land here, so what you don't get in land, they try to make up for in house. But real estate is very expensive. It's very expensive. And this is why the median income is what it is to counteract the price of the housing. All that to say, people are very house poor here. Even though the houses may look big, people don't have a lot of money outside of their mortgage because the mortgages are so expensive. These houses are $400,000, $500,000, $600,000. That's a lot of money over a 30-year mortgage, and a lot of people have these different loans to try to get approved, but it's expensive to live here. But no, so I'm gonna take y'all driving where I live. Now I'm gonna show y'all some mansions right up the street. So what you guys see advertised on our screens, yes, they're nice houses, not taking anything away from their houses, but those houses are not considered mansions. I will take y'all driving and show y'all some mansions. Cause I don't even think y'all realize there's a lot of different levels of money in the DMV. A lot of different levels of money. But they pay that too. Jamel, I just saw your comment pop up. That's funny. Angela, I can't speak to that. I don't know. I can't speak to that. Lady, that's me. Thank you. I will definitely continue speaking my truth. Welcome, Kay Calloway. Yeah. RJ, yeah. If I say that, I want to be mindful because I'm not trying to be shady, but if I say that, people are gonna think I'm being shady. But when I say that it's basic housing here, it really is. Those are normal single family homes. And because the mansions, baby, listen. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Y'all ain't seen nothing. You said, let's go right now. Listen, clicks. I should take y'all on a little trip, right? I should take y'all on a little ride. But I feel like no, I'm like some of these places I can't go because my reception get janky. Um, but no, I could take y'all to some y'all so serious. Um, it's some crazy houses here. You said hi, Winter. I love to see you and Ashley friendship. Yeah, me and Ashley, we had a rough start, child. We had a rough start, but we good. We good. They think that they don't. Yeah, it's not. Thank you, RJ, for confirming. Yeah, it's just living your best life. Yes, go to Queen Sheba's channel. Oh, thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. I've also known Courtney for a long time. Oh, thank you. I am going to continue doing lives. I am. Townhouses range from six. Chow. So let me tell you. So when me and my ex-husband, this is the kid's dad. Okay, so we moved here when he played for the Redskins, i.e. Commanders, right? Y'all, we moved here from Arkansas. Now, I don't, if anybody's from the South, you make 50,000, honey. You is doing it because you can you can get far. But we came in from Arkansas. When we went looking at the houses here, and this lady was like, this townhouse, I think it's called a patio home, and she was like, you guys gotta move now. Move now. The market is hot. Now, this was in 2007. No, 2005. 2005. The market was really inflated. Homes were selling for almost $1 million, and they were like three patches of land, okay, connected. So literally, I was like, we ain't able to do it. And that was on some NFL money. Woo, Jesus. They tried to sell us a patio home for $650,000. I said, no, fam. No, we not, no. But we did end up buying a townhouse in 2007. And this was in Ashburn Village. This is when the market started to bust, like the housing bubble busted. We ended up buying a townhouse for like $429,000, which still was a lot of money in my opinion, but that was a huge townhouse. But it's still it was a little bigger than the one I have because I feel like it had more like living spaces. But I will say my basement here is bigger than the townhouse we had in Ashburn Village. But $430,000, I said, what in God's woo, our mortgage was crazy. Our mortgage was crazy. Let's see. Somebody posted something I want to address. So S. I've addressed this, and I didn't repeat it as truth. I want to clarify that. There is nothing that you could pull up that I have ever said that it was truth. I stated what was said to me verbatim. I didn't add to, I didn't take away, I didn't accuse. I didn't say it was true. And I think it's important to address this so you guys understand why I go so hard. Okay? And why I say people go too far. This was said off camera, directly to the people that were included, and it never went any further. I never accused anyone of being guilty. I said my piece. It was then later repeated in a live by Ashley and Alicia, who asked me questions about what was said. I answered honestly. We didn't dig anymore. Carmen was in the comments confirming. We moved on. It was discussed briefly in our season and then cut out. That discussion was later referenced by a castmate of mine who did not reference that conversation truthfully. That's when I clarified that conversation on Reality Rundown. The issue was that I talked about it again. I could have easily been contacted and it could have been said, hey, we don't want you to talk about it at all. And I would have said, cool, I can respect that. But I also ask that you recant what we talked about or just not mention it at all. Because if you're going to recant it, recant the truth. So if you don't mention that, I won't mention what we talked about. We would not even be here. It was handled in a defaming way. Because again, you interviewing someone and getting their side, it's their word against mine. Ain't no recordings, ain't no screenshots, ain't no facts. There's no proof that I reached out because I didn't. We were at an event. He brought it up. Nobody asked him anything. Didn't even know he knew them. So I want to be clear. We have to be clear about that. If we're gonna say that Winter has to take accountability, I'm taking accountability for what actually happened, not what's been manufactured for drama. Deborah. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, Michelle, honestly, when you go through traumatic experiences, and let's be clear, that reunion was a traumatic experience, my therapist has made me take ownership of the fact that I need to start being transparent and honest when something has impacted me in a severe way. And I never wanted to really acknowledge it. It was something I wanted to put out of my mind. But yes, that was a traumatic experience. And it was difficult. It was difficult. Yeah, the DMV housing is a little different. It's a little different. It ain't the same. Thank you, living your best life. I'm doing what's best for me, for sure. Thank you, Deborah. Listen, please don't forget to subscribe, guys. If you're in the comments, make sure you're subscribing. And I do want to get away from talking so much about this. There's so many other things I want to talk about. I would like to dive into more, like giving my perspective on some of the things that occur in reality TV, like behind the scenes perspective and what I think is occurring and going on, because I think that's one of the beautiful things about the interview I did with Queen Sheba, was that you guys got an inside look into what really goes on in reality TV. Should have bought a house when the market dropped. That's the best time to buy a house here, because you buy it when it's hot. Whew, you in trouble. Thank you, Priscilla. Tell me about it. Pick your shows wisely. You say good morning. So was the NFL? Yes. Chris Samuels played for the Redskins during the same time that the kid's dad played. He and I met in college. We were college sweethearts. We got married at 19. So I think I was a sophomore in college at the time. I didn't know he would go to the NFL. He was actually injury prone and just had a lot of injuries. So we didn't know if the NFL was an option. We were just, I tell people, young, dumb, and in love, child. We didn't know nothing about nothing and was good and broke. And then God blessed us. We were able to go to we got picked up by the Redskins, and he actually signed with them during the draft. So when the draft, so if you guys know anything about sports and drafting, so you can either be picked up during the draft or you can be picked up as a free agent. He signed as a free agent with the Redskins. They gave him a signing bonus to move up here. And that's how we ended up in the DMV. He was initially cut and then he came back. They brought him back like 2 weeks later, which is crazy because the kid's dad is actually very smart. So he double majored in IT and business management. And so, when he got cut, in Arkansas, they take really good care of their former athletes and alumni. Because he graduated with 2 degrees, when he got cut, he already had a job. Actually, plenty of people would have hired him. He had an interview with Walmart, Washington Gas, and Tyson's Foods. They all were interested in hiring him on. So I'm going to be real with you. I wouldn't have been mad at it because we would have brought our little happy behinds back to Arkansas. $100,000 is a lot of money in Arkansas. So we would have took our happy behinds back to Fayetteville. He would have had a nice little cushy corporate job with a nice salary, and we would have been living good. It's just that the Redskins called him back 2 weeks later, right before they were getting ready to fly him up and get him acclimated to his new position. And we've been here since, y'all. Been here since. So yes, that's how I know the Samuels, or you knew the Samuels. Oh, thank you, Tiffany. I need to get up with Little Black Book. It's been a while. He's good people. And I love the spiritual transition he's going through right now. I can so relate. It's awesome. It's awesome. So it's interesting. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I'm uncomfortable with the male situation or being compared to her because Mel's experience is not my experience. And because I haven't talked to Mel, I cannot speak to her experience. I can only speak to mine. And what I will say is that I think as fans of Mel, you guys have seen her incredible evolution. And for me, that's the nugget I take away from Mel. When they go low, you evolve and you go as high as you can go. You use the BS as a springboard into what's next. Mel is an example, in my opinion, because I'm gonna be honest. The things that I'm aware of, the things that I've seen and I've witnessed, if she's dealing with anything similar, she deserves a medal because I know I'm tapping out and we're technically 2A seasons in or 2B, whatever this is. 2B season 3, all the same. And I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. But if she is in any way, then God bless her. She has the continuity and the stickability of what's that sticky tack of that the lady got her head stuck on. She used something she wasn't supposed to, but God bless her. That lady deserves an award. But I'm uncomfortable with that comparison. I would not say we are necessarily the same, but I can see where you guys are drawing similarities. I appreciate that, Dania. He said, I'm from the South. 50,000 is like a million. Listen, 50,000 to get you far in the South. 50,000 to get you far in the South. RR wasn't doing anybody's dirty work. I literally was answering a question and I answered honestly. So that's the truth. That's the truth. Beautiful and expensive. Said I'm in the South and how's my neighborhood average? I have a question. Where do you live? And what do you mean no one here is making 50,000? You mean people make less? Now I will say that's true in Arkansas. That's true in Arkansas. A lot of people don't make 50K. That's so true. That's so true. But I would love to know where you are to 600,000. My God. That's the unfortunate thing. I think there needs to be a housing reform. Said I got my house during the house. Yes, a lot of people did. So a lot of people bought houses during the housing bust because that was the only time they could buy. We did the same. So you got to be smart. Yes. Everyone like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Journey to Jasmine. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Knuckles. I appreciate it. Okay, Courtney, don't come on here and make me cry now. Don't come on here and make me cry. Don't come on here and make me cry. Goodness. Don't come on here and make me cry. I don't know how long Courtney has known me, but I've known Courtney, I think, since I was a kid. People who know you, y'all, that's why I don't trip. This is why you got to learn to speak your truth and stand by it and stand on it, because the people who know you know you. Gorilla glue. Yes. Listen, Mel got gorilla glue resilience. And she got some gorilla glue continuity. That baby is standing. Okay? And I admire it. You said I was wondering what to say. Woo. Okay, so let's be clear. I was born and raised in Arkansas. So when I get real comfortable and I'm or either worked up, then I get real country. Yeah. Toxic workplaces are for the birds. I don't know, lady. That's me. I don't know. That's a great question for them. I'm not sure. know, Ali, that's a great question. We didn't get an answer. We just got an email. It's a great question. I don't know. Oh, no, Kim, it's not really a great answer. That's honestly how I feel. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I don't feel like you know, I don't feel like comparing us is fair because her experience is not mine, but I can see where people get similarities. But if you're talking about things like the lack of protection or things of that nature, then I can certainly agree with you. Thank you. No Chaser Real Talk. Yes, season 1 was rough. You said listen, I need to know where RR live. I need to know where they live too. I got questions, RJ. I have questions that need answers. Thank you, Inez. I appreciate it. He said, I live in Michigan. So my aunt moved from Arkansas and raised her family in Michigan. She lived in Southfield. Both of my cousins still live there. It's a great place. It's how I ended up going to Windsor, Canada for the first time because you guys are right over the bridge. I love Canada, by the way. You said, oh, she in North Carolina. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Okay. I understand. African goddess. Oh yeah, feel free. This is what these lives are about. I'm not afraid to answer questions, y'all. We met when you were 19. I was like, I think I was a kid. Oh. So, African goddess. I never shaded male. No, 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 no. I never addressed male at all. That's not true. Not at all. I didn't know male. I think Tisha and Destiny had their thoughts and their comments. I had just met them for the first time. Winter ain't never shaded no male. You ain't gonna be able to find it. I don't know her. And we didn't talk about her when we went out afterwards either. I'm gonna be honest. We just had a good time. We hung out. So no, that's not true. You said no good resolution. Thank you, Exodus. Thank you, Exodus. Thank you so much. Oh, you said 50K. You said recent. Okay, I see what you're saying. Hey, Color Me Entertain, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I need people. Don't do that. I did not do that. I would never. What am I shading her for? Y'all, some stuff. Just so I think the misconception is sometimes y'all see reality TV stars with other reality TV stars, and y'all think we honestly just be sitting here going in on other people. What's the point? I stick to what I know. And in fact, I try to ask so I can learn from other people's experiences and what their feelings are about reality TV as a whole. But just going into detail, because I don't trust people in reality TV. I'm not going to say nothing about nobody that can end up as a topic of discussion. No, thank you. And I like Mel. In fact, when I would hop on her live, she would speak and say, hey, I think Mel is lovely. Listen, I don't know what be going on in Love of Marriage Huntsville. That ain't none of my business. I got my own problems over here, child. Kim, you from Mississippi, like Arkansas. 50K is like $1 million in Arkansas, Mississippi, and a lot of places. You know, my friends built a house in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Now that's a mansion, baby. That thing. They had a housewarmer party. We all flew down. When I tell you that house is like almost 15,000 square feet. They have a pool house. I mean, huge. But it's in Hattiesburg. No, not yet. Nothing yet, lady. That's me. Nothing yet. You said evil has been hidden behind secrecy. Yeah, and I think that's the part I don't understand when people are like, well, why you saying that and why you going in? I'm like, y'all, stress kills, silence kills. Do you know how many victims have died and not been able to speak their piece? That's crazy. I'm not a coward. I'm not a coward. Um, Speaking about this has been very therapeutic for me. Speaking about this has um it has helped with my healing. It has helped with my ability to move forward. And I hope that there are changes made by my speaking out. That's what I hope. That's what I hope. I'm not moving back to Arkansas, child. I love Arkansas. I'm Arkansas proud, but I will not be relocating there. No, but I love home. I want to do more things back home. So if anybody's on here from Arkansas, I would love to talk to y'all because I want to start doing things back in my hometown of Jonesboro. And I want to start doing things where I went to college and Little Rock area as well. Like I want to start giving back home and start creating things that can create change and positivity back in Arkansas. What else can you tell? So, really, I just think they were going to use her. They were going to use her to intro in the show. I think they thought it would have been a good pool. That's all I can tell you. So she was invited initially to intro in the podcast. You said it's so true. Why people get mad at people. Yeah. People shouldn't be attacked for being honest. You can't tell me about my experience at all. You can't. But at some point, you have to be firm. You have to be sure about um you have to be sure about the message you're trying to convey. This is less about other people and more about being honest and truthful about my experience. Hopeful that people learn a lot from my experience. If you are interested in getting into reality TV, do your homework. Do your homework. What this has taught me is that if you care about your character, you care about your reputation, if you care about your brand, if you care about your narrative, the best way to control your narrative is to own your narrative. I'm going to say it again. The best way to control your narrative is to own your narrative. You do things where you have 100% control. If that means you got to stay up later and work on a business plan, if that means you got to stay up later and work on a content strategy, that means you got to stay up later and work on a PR strategy. You do those things because the only way that you can control your narrative is to own your narrative. And when you sign up for a reality TV, you don't own your narrative anymore. You just don't. You give up the rights to that. So the only way to control it is to own it. And so my goal is to do things where I own my own narrative. Ebony, that's a great question. People are not God. Let me just be honest. That's my response to your question. For some reason, I can't put y'all's things up here no more, and I can't get our R's down. Something is stuck. But I don't care about that. That's giving people a lot of credit. It's giving people a lot of credit. Yeah, Arkansas is growing. What does the future hold for winter? A lot. The future is bright, and I'm excited about the future. And I think right now, me and my team are just we're in the planning phase, and we're in a very strategic planning phase, and we're being intentional about the things that I want to attach my name and my brand to. um, I do want to advocate for women more in this space. I want to advocate for women more in spaces of influence because it's important. I want to advocate for the protection of women more in these spaces because it needs to happen. um, I do want to I want to be more vocal about it. I do. I want to continue to create conversation around it because it needs to happen. It's easy to say, well, you know what you signed up for. It's easy to say, well, don't blame editing, don't blame production. It's easy to say those things. But at some point, there has to be accountability and ownership and say, maybe there's a better way we can do this. Maybe there's a better way that this can be done. Maybe there's a better way. And the only way to challenge the way it's done is to point out how the way that it's being done is detrimental and hurtful and damaging. That's the goal. Um, I do know Winter Womanland is created to it has been created to establish uplifting, positive content that supports women owning and creating their own narrative, owning their truth, standing on that truth, promoting that truth. You ain't got to have a lot of people that agree with it. You don't. But if you own it, you believe in it, build it, and they will come. Build it, and they will come. And that's what I'm doing. I see a need, I'm going to fill a need. I'm not the only one. There are women like me who need the strength that I have to find their own strength. There are women like me who have been through traumatic situations that are scared to share their story. Why? Because they don't have support. So if Winter Womanland can be a supportive community for women to speak and own their truth, then that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be. I would love to share stories of women who have overcome traumatic situations. Not to harper on the negative, but to really give people an outlet. And sometimes it's using the little bit of influence I have for good. I didn't walk away famous from Love and Marriage DC, but I did walk away with some level and measure of influence that I plan to turn into worldwide influence, because what I do know is that this experience will help somebody. And if it didn't do anything else, it helped me find me and own me. And it also helped me look introspectively. I've had a lot of growth during these seasons. I've learned some things about myself that I didn't like, and I was able to address and change. I've addressed some toxic habits and patterns within myself. One of the things being horrible at picking. Okay, y'all, I can own it. I can own it. I promise y'all. I don't sit here and think that I was right in every situation. People like to talk about the whole situation with Yusha, but one of the things that dating Yusha granted me was the ability to walk away without making any crazy decisions. I wish I had the wherewithal to do it with the nonsense that I married 4 years ago. I just didn't. And it was so heavily steeped in religion that I couldn't see the forest for the trees. Um, but I hope that me being honest and saying, y'all, woof, I would love to interview Risa Tisa. I feel like me and her could have a good key. I really do. I feel like her and I could have a good key. But what I say all that to say, like, I'm honest enough to say, y'all, I miss some Glaring red flags. Them jokers was blazing. But uh, one of the things is religion can be having us out here making foolish decisions because don't let us get a prophecy about something. Every prophecy ain't prophecy. It's just people's emotions. Emotionalized thoughts is what I call them. It has solidified my relationship with God in a way that God is for me, and it doesn't matter who is against me. He's for me. Yeah. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate the sub. I think also too being honest about the not so good side of it all. Like I think people think that reality TV is all hunky dory, and there's some challenges, real challenges that come with it. Real challenges. It can really be a challenge for your mental health. It can really be a challenge. And it's just too many other opportunities for us to win, you know. But maybe, a new community support community or mentorship community called Win with Winter teach y'all how to win outside of what's the norm, because I'm an advocate for creatives as well. And we might not be your traditional 9 to 5ers, but we also can make a difference in this world in such a significant way. But it's so many things that are being stewed upon and worked on, but best way to own your narrative is to be responsible for it. I love y'all. I've been on here way too long. Make sure you guys please like, share the video. Don't ever be afraid to speak your truth. I pray that you guys have learned nothing else in the face of criticism, in the face of negativity, in the face of people who try to victim shame. I learned a new term. Somebody on Twitter talked about reverse abuse. In the face of people trying to water down your truth and your experience and try to reverse abuse, y'all, keep going. If God is for you, who can be against you? That is the truth. And I appreciate y'all that have watched my interview with Queen Sheba. I appreciate the support. It has been crazy. I think y'all see what needs to see. Please don't let people make you major in the minors of this interview. Like I said, it's so much more meat, and it's such a robust interview, and there's so much more that's being highlighted in that interview. Stick to the meat and potatoes of what Queen Sheba and I are talking about. And that's where I feel like a lot of y'all will find the strength to own your own truth, speak your truth, and stand firm on it and move forward with strength, grace, dignity, and positivity. At the end of the day, I used to call myself a positivity pimp. And my goal is to pimp positivity, because once this season is over, I'm leaving the BS behind. And we're going to keep it positive as we move forward. And we're going to have an amazing time as we build this YouTube channel. And I pray that it just becomes a safe haven and a community for women that love to laugh, love to win, and love to love. That's it. That's all. But I love y'all. Thank you for the support. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.